Hi everybody, welcome to Simply Scuba. In today's video, I'm going to be taking a closer look at the Xdeep Zeos 28 standard BCD. So this comes with the stainless steel backplate, the standard harness, and the Zeos 28 wing. It's a good sort of workhorse of a single cylinder setup. It's a great foundation if you're just starting off in sort of backplate and harness systems. It's a very traditional design, nothing too over sort of flary with their design. It's very tough, it's very traditional. Let's take a closer look. Okay, so this is how it arrives. It's a heavy BCD, or at least what's in the box is quite heavy. Cardboard box, eco-friendly, I like it. Opening it up. So on the inside we have the traditional Xdeep yellow tissue paper, which is pretty cool. The BCD with the classic harness sort of piece of paper in the front. This section of cardboard, which has nothing in it. I presume that's just a spacer, just so the BCD doesn't sort of rock around. And then lifting it out. So we'll take a look at the BCD in a moment, but we also get things you need to know. Please open this envelope before using the equipment, and a Facebook group about the NX series. A mystery envelope, and I presume that's just going to be, oh no, you get some stickers. But there's also going to be a instruction manual inside of that. So yeah, let's look at the BCD itself. Okay, so let's take a closer look at the BCD itself. So the BCD, the back plate itself, stainless steel, very strong. This is like 3mm stainless steel, so it's got a good strength and a good sort of weight to it. Steel backplates are very good for adding trim weight quite close to your back, whereas if it's a little bit further away from your body, it can have that kind of tilt effect. When it's nice and close to your body, it is close to your center of buoyancy. It has a single tank adapter, which is why it has these bolts fitted onto it. If we take a closer look at the backplate itself, if I just tidy things up, you'll see it's a more sort of a modern classic design is probably the best way to call it, because instead of fixed screw points down the center of the spine, you have this long slot down at the lower section. So that way you can have imperfect attachment points, and if you want it a little bit higher, you can move it up higher. If you want it a little bit lower, you can move it lower. But then if you want to change from singles to twins, you can take the wing off and the single tank adapter, fit a twin wing, and then bolt some twins onto it. So you have these vertical slots, so these would be for cam bands. If you're not using this wing and not using the single tank adapter, you can use that. And then you have these attachment points all the way around the sides for accessories. Crotch strap as well is already fitted. Yeah, let's look at the harness. So the harness is a DIR style harness. It's 2-inch webbing. Starts off as your waistband, it then threads up, it becomes your right shoulder strap. It has these little retainers which have Xdeep written on them. That's a nice little detail. Normally it's just a cheap section of like inner tubing. Stainless steel D-ring, pre-bent, so it lifts the bottom away from that strap, so you can clip off onto it quite easily. Serrated glider on that, so you can move and adjust it. The shoulder strap then goes up into the top, goes across the back, becomes your left-hand shoulder strap. You get a sort of rubber ring attachment loop with another one of these sort of inner tubing that just looks like traditional inner tubing. That's normally what you get, but that just seems to be sort of holding that in position. And a tri-glider, so that's going to be for your inflator hose. Pop that through there and it holds that inflator in position, so it's not shifting around, it stops it moving. And then further down you get your other attachment point on your left hand, exactly the same as the right, and then once it's all sized up you can move that to wherever you want. That goes back down and then becomes your waistband. On the left hand side, if I just pull this through the crotch strap, you have a straight stainless steel D-ring, so that's for your gauges. Again, you can move that wherever you want. You get a retainer, a fancy one with Xdeep on it, and then it goes to a standard stainless steel quick release buckle, sort of a weight belt style. For the crotch strap, it's a much softer 2-inch webbing. You get one D-ring, that's for the small of your back, and then one D-ring that's fixed, so that's going to be for a DPV, and then a webbing loop to attach it on the front. As far as the bladder goes, the inflator, traditional inflator, K-style, so easy to use, plastic buttons, so the inflate and then the deflate and then orally inflate. Comes with a inflator hose as standard. It's got a couple of these fancy retainers just to hold that hose, that quick disconnect hose in position. And then if I flip, actually, first of all, down on your left-hand kidney, you have a kidney dump with a little pull toggle on that if you want, just an overpressure valve and a pull dump on your left-hand side. So flipping it over, we'll see, so it's an offset inflator up at the top with just a traditional 90-degree elbow, so nothing fancy, but that just pulls it away from the center, so your tank valve has lots of space for your first stage, and no sort of pull dumps over your left-hand shoulder or anything. It is just a corrugated hose. On the back, you can see a stainless steel single tank adapter, so very, very strong. It's kind of curved, so that's really going to cradle your cylinder, stop it from twisting and turning, gives it a real sort of solid attachment point. And you have these two slots, and these are for your cam bands, so that your tank really is on there securely. All the way around here in this kind of donut-shaped bladder, you can see we have a zipper. If I can get a hold of that, I can show you the inside. So this has a protective outer shell and then an internal bladder. So if you're diving in somewhere particularly rough or coarse, like a shipwreck, or in some kind of overhead cramped conditions, you have this external shell, which is abrasion resistant. So it's going to take quite a lot to sort of cut through that. Even if it does cut through that, it then has to cut through the internal bladder as well, which has its own sort of protective coating. So you have this double protection. If something should happen, then you can take this bladder out, you can replace it, you can patch it, you can do whatever you want with it, and then zip it back up again. So the donut shape just means that air is free to travel all the way around, and it just means that air migration is very natural, and you can always dump no matter sort of what position you're in. But all in all, a pretty traditional, slightly modern twist in that backplate. But really, it's a traditional single backplate and harness system. As you can see, it comes fully assembled except for the cam bands, but they're not hard to fit onto a BCD. So yeah, a great starting place if you want to start off on singles and then move up onto 12s. Yeah, you have that foundation in that backplate. Okay, so that's the Xdeep Zeos 28 with the standard wing and stainless steel backplate. A good solid foundation if you're just starting out for sort of backplate and harness systems. It's a very good starting off plate, and because it comes fully assembled as you see it here, it's really easy to sort of start your very first BCD and just adjust the straps to the right size. Yeah, it's not built for travel in that stainless steel backplate, pretty heavy, so this is more for diving at home, somewhere where you want that sort of extra trim weight. You can take a little bit of lead off of your weight belt. But otherwise, yeah, solid, reliable BCD. It's made to be tough and simple, and it'll do the job. Yeah. There's more information on our website, simplyscuba.com. There will be a link down in the description to go see it down there. Thank you for watching, and of course, safe diving.